Hey everyone, it's Daniel from Punk Christian here. This is my Lent 2021 wrap-up video. So, this is 8 days late. This is a little accidentally on purpose, kind of because, as I'll discuss meantime, but let's talk about why. A lot of it has to do with my depression. I simply don't have the energy that I wish I had, and that's what depression does to you. It saps energy out of you. I wish I had energy to do a lot of things, and I don't have the energy to focus on a lot of important things, and it's affecting my quality of life. That is for another day. Today, let's focus on and talk Easter and Lent. So, I'm the bad Christian that did not know that Lent was over before Easter. And I'm going to sell my family out here, and it was their fault. Um, I think it was their fault because of Catholic guilt. My family was raised in the Catholic Church, and they didn't know because they were raised in the Catholic Church. And so I was raised where Lent was over on Easter. So when I mentioned, I found out because um, I said I was, you know, a lot of people I've been around have given up a lot of things for Lent, and one of the things we're waiting for affected me in my relationship with my fiance. And so I'm waiting for that specific thing with Mrs. Punk Christian on Easter, and she looked at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, well, yeah, isn't Lent over on Easter? And she's like, no, Lent's already over. And I'm like, well, I didn't know that. And so I casually mentioned it to my family, thinking that they would tell me I'm stupid. And then at the Easter dinner table, I had to pull up my phone and hey Google Assistant, when was Lent over? And so I said that Lent was over uh, before Easter. Speaking of Mrs. Punk Christian, she knows I'm into sharks. I got the coolest Easter basket ever. Uh, this is a shark Easter basket, so yeah, I have the luck. I am very blessed with Mrs. Punk Christian. So let's talk about Lent. So we I am subscribing to Lent to do things to make us better. And it's not about giving something up, it's about helping us grow. That to me is what I want to take away from Lent. It's life is about sacrifices, and sacrifices help us grow. That is the gist of it. I mean, heck, this is punk Christian. I got no problem talking about it. One of my all-time favorite lyrics is Pennywise. I'm blanking on the song, but it's from Land of the Free, and opening lyric is "Life is a lesson that you can only learn for free." And I love that lyric because that's really what life is. Life is a series of lessons, and we grow and we learn from them, and that's the only way we can get better from it. And that's how, if you watched my series of videos, that's how I've approached Lent. I'm going through a situation that you've seen with me leaving my former church. I hate to use that word with that place, and I hope to grow from that. And so let's talk about that. To me, that my Lenten journey is not over, especially given what I've subscribed to. I'm really trying to just be a better person. I, try to reduce my road rage. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to not flip people off. I'm trying to, just not be angry and trying to be more graceful. Go figure. I'm trying to be a better Christian. So, and in the process, I kind of found it this year, and it's been a freaking pleasure. And it's something that I'm continuing, and something I'm going to strive to be. I've really stepped up. I'm like, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down with grace, and it's something that I struggle on some days, but life's a journey. So the last day of Lent was by far the hardest. I was going to get gas and talked about morons on the road, and this was no exception. Except for these were morons I was interacting with. These were morons at a gas station, and I'm using morons, but you know what? These guys were. I'm gonna own it, and approach my punk attitude in some ways. So moron number one, let's call him moron number one. So I believe in wearing a mask. Wear a mask no matter what. It's about respecting people. It's about being graceful. So I go in to pay for my gas wearing a mask. This moron, probably 19-year-old to 25-year-old douche. Yeah, I know, not very Christian thing to say, but he comes in not wearing a mask. He is on a video chatting with his friend, just not wearing a mask, and is like just totally oblivious. Come on, not wearing a mask and chatting, and it's like, really, you're not wearing a mask and like you're chatting. I mean, I kind of think if you're like having chats and doing, not engaging with the cashier, not being conscious of the other people, it's kind of rude because you're not paying attention to others in the line and not, but wear a mask more importantly. I kind of in this instance, I kind of wanted to like step into the friend and go, "Hey, you're really gonna like tell your moron friend to wear a mask? Like, really? Come on here, like your friend's a douche. Tell him to wear a mask inside. You're a bad friend. Like, hold him accountable. Like, this is how we got into this problem. No one's wearing a mask here." And I bit my tongue until it bled, and it was hard, but I'm kind of not really that way in the first place. I did have my moments. I had my moments enough to the point where I did want to, where I gave this up for Lent on purpose. But that was moment number one, and it bugged me enough to the point where I did consider leaving a Yelp review to the place because the maskless people are getting annoying. But it's a Simi Valley problem, uh, and I do. Side tangent. I am very concerned. I do. We seem too happy with getting the vaccine right now. I do wish that we could hold off on being maskless and wait for more people to get vaccinated so we could control the spread. Because right now I'm still seeing friends get COVID, and I'm not seeing enough to limit the spread. And I just had my cousin and her 4 or 5 kids read it, and hearing her story where talking about 105 degrees going down when they were cheering when the fevers hit 102 degrees, that has stuck with me. And I'm not close to her, but my heart is aching for you, Kristen, and your family. On the odd chance you're watching this. So let's get to that's douchebag number one. Douchebag number two. I'm done getting my gas and I'm pulling in my car, closing my door. Douchebag number two comes up in a gas guzzler and he pulls up and it's a truck and he asked me for money. And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, like, you're driving a truck, like, and you're gonna ask me for money? Fuck you, dude. Instead, I'm just like, no, thank you. Like, no, no. Even though I paid with cash, I'm like, no, I paid with card. Go away. Like, I didn't say that. I'm just like, I paid with card. I don't carry cash. And that was my way of saying, like, go fuck you. And I said quietly, like, that dude's a moron. But I really just wanted to say, like, fuck you, dude. Like, buy a different car. But I get it. I mean, like, we don't have, cars are cars, and, uh, I'm stuck with my car right now. I do love my car, though. But, like, come on, don't ask me for gas if you're driving a gas guzzler and, asking anyone for money right now. Like, I'm struggling to pay my bills as it is. Boy, am I struggling. But yeah, I didn't curse any of these people out. I desperately wanted to. Oh boy, did I ever. Especially that dude on the cell phone. And then he's on the phone and he drove off, FaceTiming the friend. Like, what's up with these people that go back? Are we not giving out enough cell phone tickets? Can we go back to the time where we give cell phone tickets out? Because I just talked in my last video how someone flipped me off and then went back to going on their cell phone. But whatever. I'm just trying to be more graceful myself. Easter's not over, and you know, love is the highest commandment. I was Corinthians chapter 13, Corinthians 1 has had a nice way of finding me uh, this past week or two. And so I wanted to read it. This Easter season is over on Pentecost Sunday, but so I encourage you to keep all of your Lenten commitments going on, especially, but really, I encourage you if you feel that your Lenten commitments made you a better person and you felt that you were being a better person, or I challenge you if you can do something, what would you have done differently? I mean, there's nothing that says you can't have a do-over here. I mean, you are in control of your own destiny here. That's something that I wish we knew more of. It's something that I am realizing myself with the decisions that I am making. So to end this, I'm going to read uh, Corinthians verse 13. So let's do it. This is from the Good News version. I may be able to speak the languages of human beings and even of angels, but if I have no love, my speech is no more than a noisy gong or a clanging bell. I may have the gift of inspired preaching. I may have all knowledge and understanding all secrets. I may have all the faith needed to move mountains, but if I have no love, I am nothing. Let's repeat that. I may have all the faith needed to move mountains, but if I have no love, I am nothing. I may give away everything I have and even give up my body to be burned, but if I have no love, this does me no good. I'm loving this. I want to repeat this again. I may give away everything I have and even give up my body to be burned, but if I have no love, this does me no good. All right, verse 4. Love is patient and kind. It is not jealous or conceited or proud. Love is not ill-mannered or selfish or irritable. Love does not keep a record of wrongs. Love is not happy with evil, but it is happy with the truth. I butchered that. Let me redo it. Love is not happy with evil, but it is happy with the truth. Love never gives up, and its faith, hope, and patience never fail. Love is eternal. There are inspired messages, but they are temporary. There are gifts of speaking in strange tongues, but they will cease. There in knowledge, but it will pass. Let me repeat that again. Love is eternal. There are inspired messages, but they are temporary. There are gifts of speaking in strange tongues, but they will cease. They are in knowledge, but it will pass. For our gifts of knowledge and of inspired messages are only partial. But when what is perfect comes, then what is partial will disappear. Finally, the ending verse. Meanwhile, these three remain: faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. Let's not forget, love is beautiful. Love is what we need to survive. Love is grace. Love is what we need to help get us through. Love will bring us all sanity. Amen.